Hey, greetings. Leroy Trustee, Director of E-Learning at Harford Community College, and I want to talk to you about how do we get the courses caught up? How do we get our courses where, well, with the snow and different weather activities, there's a lot of different ways that we can make up our classes. And so there's a lot of concern, a lot of questions out there with faculty. How am I going to get to those students? Am I going to have to make them come in on Saturday? Am I going to have to make them come in on the weekend to take the class? How am I going to get my students squared away for to make sure that we meet all the seat time and all that business? Well, one of the things that we do here is offer up an opportunity for faculty to really work with their students, and one of those ways is by using Blackboard. Blackboard being the optimum choice for providing lecture notes, providing a place for PowerPoints if that's what you use, other products that you use for teaching your class, be it videos and such, you can link right there, as well as tests and a place to allow students to drop their assignments using the Dropbox and a lot of different tools that we have within Blackboard to use for that. Now, one of the things that comes up though is, okay, I have a classroom class that has been canceled now. I really need to make up some time. I really need to get some information out to my students. And so I don't really use Blackboard. And so we have some other alternatives out there, and I just want to talk about two. Now, my caveat here is that neither one of these two products are really supported by the school, but these are tools that are out there that can be used by faculty, can be used by students as well. In fact, the screen that you see up here right now is called Screencast-O-Matic, and I use it quite a bit to get a lot of information out to faculty, to staff members, to students as well. I use it in teaching, and I have encouraged students to actually use it themselves, and I've had a lot of students who will provide me some information, provide well, just like I would in a classroom, have them come up and do a short 5 or 10 minute presentation on a subject, whether it be art appreciation or be philosophy. Now I do this online as well, and the students are using Screencast-O-Matic. They do a screen recorder, just like what you see here, except they'll have a PowerPoint in the background, or they may show a short video in that process as well as talk about it. And you'll see the picture of me as I'm talking off to the side, but I can also not have that. I can have the microphone and that's it, and all you see is what's on the screen. So this is a tool that I use to maybe catch up on some lecturing. I'll get that information out in 15-minute snippets because that's all you're allowed in the free version. And then with that, if you're looking at ways to really get out there and communicate with your students, let's say I want to do some lecture, but I'm going to have some feedback. Now you can get into the chat room. It's just strictly typing information out. You can do that in Blackboard. I know I get a lot of concern from faculty regarding I can't use it because I can't get the Flash to work or the Java to work. Primarily it's Java that's working. That's the issue. I've got two products here that I'm going to show you. One is called Stream Live Video on Twitter, and then Bamboozer. Now I've provided a lengthy lecture on how to use Bamboozer during the last snowstorm, just so that faculty have an understanding how it works. But with this, I'm just going to give you a couple here that you can get to your students, because one of the things that you may want to do is you want to be able to communicate with your students synchronously. And there are different ways to do that. We don't really have the lecture tools right now to allow for that, not anything that's supported. There are a couple of tools out there. ooVoo is one of those where you can allow up to 12 individuals to come back to you so you see their video as well. Then there's TinyChat, which is an interesting one that you can set up a classroom and be able to communicate. I'm not going to get into that one. That's one that if you need some information we can talk about. But a couple of them that, again, one of them I've used quite a bit, one I just started using just to test it out. And so I'm going to go to this one. It's called really what it is, it's a live stream product. And I've used live stream before, but they've changed a lot of what their requirements are. They require some software downloads, and so don't have that capability here on campus. I do at my private computer have those capabilities, but as far as campus is concerned, no. But here's what I found is with this, if I'm using the right server, I use it works well on Opera and it works well in Internet Explorer right now, and well, and it does work well in Chrome. I just can't seem to get it work in Firefox or SeaMonkey, and those are Mozilla based. But it is working here because of the Flash issue. And so what you do is you have a Twitter account. Now I know there's some of you out there that do not have Twitter accounts. My recommendation is you should have a Twitter account, if nothing else, just for strictly for the academic purposes. You don't have to give any private information out. You don't have to tell anybody where you live and anything like that. I have one that is strictly academics. That's how it works. What you do is you log into your Twitter account and broadcast live. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this real quick, just kind of give you an idea of what that could be like. What it's going to do is authorize live stream TwitCam to use your account. I'm just going to toss one of my sites up here. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to authorize this, and let me go through some of the check-in points. It's going to redirect me back. Just some of the things that here connects your webcam and all. Now it's not going to really authenticate here because I'm using the camera for Screencast-O-Matic. But I can allow my camera to be used, and then with that, once I get this established, over in the chat live, that's where all the chat takes place. I'm giving a lecture and students can ask me the questions. They can come back and ask me the questions. What about this? What's happening? Can you answer this question here regarding the course? It's very simple to use, and you can do it live, and the students can do it from anywhere. Now, if they use an Android device, it's for them to be able to at least view and chat back. It's free if they're using an iPad device or an iMac product, except for computers. If they're using their iPhone or iPad or iPod, they'll be required to pay 99 cents to be able to both view and chat back. But it's, I mean, that's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And so that's a tool that can be used to be able to do that, be able to chat, type out. You can do what you can say whatever it is that you want, and with that response back, the students can be able to respond back. And so again, here it says here you can tweet again in 23 seconds. Using Twitter is a good product as well. You can open up two windows and have your Twitter account open as well as the screen and give the lecture. Now, with that, the next one again is one of my again useful sites. It can go live. I can type in, I can log in via Facebook, or I can log in through my other sites. If I have a username that I've already set up separate from Facebook or separate from Twitter, I can do that. I type this in. What it gives me is a picture that I can work with, and a video I can do live. And one of the things that you'll find out is if you work through this, what you find that you're doing is you're going to be delayed just a few seconds, but you find that true in the chat as well if you're just doing a complete typing out chat. And so you're going to find yourself in a position where you are going to be kind of behind. A delay is what they call it. And so anyway, you have some of these different products out there that you can use. These are two. Again, Bamboozer is one of them. The reason why I like this one is because I can go into it, I can share it, I can embed it, I can send them a link to what I'm going to be presenting today, or I can tell them, be ready, here's what I'm going to put out. You put it out on Blackboard, you send it out on email, they receive it, they know exactly what the embed code is or what the link is to that broadcast that you're doing, and you'll be able to get that information out. So this is Bambuser. That's BAMBUSER.com. You can set up a channel for this. It's a good way, and then students can go back and review these later on as well. They can always go back and look at what's here. You just put a title into it. For this particular one, if you want to take a look at it, it's called an example of catching up. It's a good way of just this is one of those, and again, as you see here, the broadcast, you can link that, you can tweet that out, send that out to the students so that they can see it. And it helps those students that's not able to attend either. And so this is a good tool. And again, the same thing with TwitCam through live stream. As I can tweet this baby out, I can go with it. It will allow me to record it. And so with that, I have that ability that I can record this. I can send that back, send it out to the students. Of course, what I'm seeing back here is my camera's already being used. It's not available, but I can broadcast, I can tweet. You see over here where I'm talking now, at least the microphone is working. I put in my description here. I can put in what my camera is, what microphone I'm using. You can use the same microphone that's in the camera or separate. And depending on your laptop that you have, I even tried this out on my iPhone. Paid the 99 cents, be able to broadcast from my phone. And again, following the conversation that's happening in the chat boxes over here, I can get my lecture out. It's available. And so, and again, you know, I know a lot of folks say, well, students don't want to give the Twitter account out to their instructor. You know, they can mask that as well. They can get another Twitter account just strictly for that, and I wouldn't be shocked if they have 2 or 3 accounts anyway. These are just a couple of items here. Again, I'm broadcasting on this through the screen recorder of Screencast-O-Matic, and I've shown you here the stream live video process, and then of course Bambuser. These are 2 ways that you can communicate with your students. You don't have to be in the classroom to do this. It makes it very nice. So with this, I'm going to let you go. I've just gone back through this. I was saying that my Internet Explorer is an outdated web browser to use Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome. So those are notices that you get up. I know it'll still work. I've used it. I used it the other day, in fact. Anyway, this is some information for you. Hopefully this helps you so that you can prepare down the road as far as teaching a class and catching up with your students.